in blue, please welcome Futsal Club Toronto. Introducing the lineups for today's men's Futsal Cup final, starting with the visiting team, Toronto United. Number 15, Maxi Gonzalez. Number 6, Harry Almada. Number 3, Camilo Cano. Number 5, Desmond Humphries. Number 7, Edson Jimenez. Number 11, Maxi Oro. Number 9, Jonathan Osorio. Number 8, Adrian Perez. Number 10, Marco Rodriguez. Number 20, Joshua Lemos. And number 15, Albert Jimenez. Now the lineup for the home team, Futsal Club Toronto. Number 2, David Capistano. Number 1, Brandon Lima. Number 4, Kevin Correa. Number 5, Daniel Tamale. Number 6, Amy Quintanilla. Number 10, Isaiah Reed. Number 11, Joshua Paredes. Number 12, Hugo Fernandez. Number 14, Johan Vargas. Number 16, Timo Garzon. Number 18, Marcelo Portal. And number 3, Eduardo Arregui. And now introducing our last official to our play for today's men's Futsal Cup final. Referee Philip Dujic. Assistant referee John Elwin. And assistant referee Byron Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats to the players of our national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Vaughan Sportsplex here in beautiful Vaughan, Ontario. A great day for it, but we are indoors for the Ontario Futsal Cup, and this is going to be an exciting matchup today featuring Futsal Club Toronto, who will be in the blue jerseys, and Toronto United in the white. These two teams very skilled. They know each other well, both going through all of the necessary preparations, and one of them will be crowned Ontario Futsal Cup champion for 2016. With that coming the right to play in the national championships next month. So here we are, coin toss, referees for this game. Lead match official will be Philip Durjic, John Elwin, and Byron Garcia are the assistant referees as final preparations for these two teams, getting the jitters out for those unfamiliar with how this entire process works. And if you're new to the whole futsal landscape, a few things to keep in mind. First of all, it is 20 minutes per half, and the clock will stop when the ball goes out of play. You can see the round arc that will be the goalie's territory for each keeper on either side. Also, the nets are a little bit boxier than you'd normally see on a regular soccer pitch. Very closed in, similar to indoor soccer if you've played a lot of it or you're just an enthusiast and you know. So also there are no throw-ins. Everything is kicked in from out of bounds. And you have to watch your fouls because when you hit your 6-1, it's an automatic penalty shot and for everyone after that. So that'll reset at the half, but you can get yourself into a little bit of trouble if you're not careful. Teams will be very aware of the skill on either side, which, by the way, we should mention is 4 plus a keeper. As we take a look at two teams on either side of that. So definitely a lot of jockeying and a lot of skill to this. And, of course, those not familiar with futsal at all, it definitely brought forward as to build up the skill. And the way it's taken off here in Canada, specifically in the past decade, has been essential to building the skill that will one day put Canada over the top, translates into football glory for Canada's national team, both on the men's and the women's side. But here we are to start as the 10 men that will get this going, and 40 minutes of stop time away from an Ontario Cup championship will be Toronto United. They are in white, as we said before, heading right to left, and in blue, FC Toronto heading left to right. And lots of fans out here. We should mention this place has been packed for the past hour or so of friends, family, and just observers looking to watch some good futsal as this one shot in the first touch, an opportunity, and thrown back out. And then going down, and a foul called as a little bit of a touch there. Errant wide by Isaiah Reed. And going to the ground for United, number 5 in your program, Desmond Humphreys. A lot of these names will probably be familiar to you as well. Specifically on the Futsal Toronto side, their head coach Roy Blanche, longtime goalkeeper in the Canadian Soccer League. And as you can see, the way these two teams are kind of playing with each other playfully already, very familiar with one another. And when you get to be this high skilled in two of the better teams, you're going to play each other lots, you're going to be able to go hard, but you're going to be able to respect your opponent. And now the referee is saying Desmond Humphreys went down. He'll have to go to the sideline and take a little bit of a breather. And the referee sends him back on immediately, as is protocol. So the white lines, it's very difficult to pick out on this baby blue floor, but you'll see the white lines on the near side and on the far side will be the touch lines and similar goal lines on the end by the net. And if this is your first futsal match, you can see how much moving around matters and how high a line the goaltender plays. He'll play up almost a half, and having any advantage to get an extra body on the ball and play backwards for a run forwards to create space necessary. So a lot about movement, a lot about skill. And if you're not moving, you're not going to last very long. And here's an opportunity right off the bat, and a great play to come out to the edge of his crease. And saying he was outside the line. The foot was outside, the hand was inside, but in a very good position was the official. and pleading his case, saying perhaps he was either outside or got a piece of the man going down. And that was the man who committed the foul just shortly before, Isaiah Reed, and Reed was right back on top of the goal going in. So as the case is being played here, and keeper very animated as Lemos is saying he played this one textbook and had his hands up. And already a couple fouls and contentious fouls, and two extra referees are also getting the grief of it. And at this point, the two of them together are going to talk, and Lemos is told he's not part of that discussion as of yet. So a couple big stoppages amongst lots of drums, and referees saying, let's get on with it. And if you needed anything else to set the atmosphere or the tension, well, it's good we have a drum roll in the background as we prepare ourselves for potentially the first big goal-scoring opportunity of this Ontario Cup, Indoor Futsal Cup Championship, on a beautiful Sunday outside and a energetic Sunday inside. It's going to be Kevin Correa standing over this one in blue. And Correa versus Lemos, for the first chance of the game. And it's put in, bottom left-hand corner. Correa giving Futsal Club Toronto the lead over their city counterparts at United. You can mark down the time of that goal, 1 minute and 1 second on the clock into the game. Correa heads to the bench. He was perfect. And if you're prepared for a raucous atmosphere, well, you've got it. So a little bit of housekeeping there with the Lemos was getting some physiotherapy early on right before the game and took off the wrap that was on his left thigh. And on this sideline right now, Roy Blanche, a keeper himself, so he knows the rules of what you can do and what you can as a keeper, pleading that if there was no foul, and that is the ruling after the fact on that penalty, that the keeper was outside his area, and a little bit of a foul there. And that one's going to be on Chamali, the defender on this near side. Chamali commits the second foul for blue. FC Toronto, excuse me. Humphreys standing over it, and Blanche screaming instructions from the sideline. Ball played square by Humphreys, laid back, creates some space. A little bit of a hesitation there to give himself a little bit more room from Anumata, but his shot went wide and we're back into play. Long ball, snuffed out by Humphreys. He's got a little bit of room to run. Humphreys plays to the wide side, goes to ground, holding it up is his teammate, Rodriguez. Rodriguez playing all the way back now. Jimenez, and to the keeper. Lemos, Humphreys, plays down, one touch, they've equalized! Left all alone. In the bottom half of the circle was Marco Rodriguez, who was true to his one touch. And at 17:54, we have a tie game. United finding their way back into that one, great ball movement and getting the keeper involved. Losing track of the runners with the Blues on the back line. And another shot, and they've gone 2 for 2 on their last two shots. And that was a bullet off the left foot of Harry Anumata. He found a little bit of room, and that's all he needed. And with their first lead of the game, United rejuvenated, finding the space. 2 goals within a span of 15 seconds. As that one was popped in by Anumata, it's going to go out of play on the far side. Clock will stop. You've noticed, I don't know if you have, but we can tell you because we're good like that. The clock will stop when ball goes out of play on the sidelines, but after a goal, it will continue to run. And a nice little give and go going to ground, and an excellent tackle to disrupt the flow as Reed was in, and a good tackle by his counterpart. And number 10, Rodriguez. A goal and a great defensive effort and a long ball. And this one just comes close to the ground, but kept in by the keeper, and this one sent into the physio bench here on the near side, but very good communication and crisis averted. Substitution made, and quickly hopping over the touchline and into play is Jauregui, number 3 in your program, Hector Eduardo Jauregui. He got on the back and running into a wall in good position, and it'll stay with the Blues. FCT now trying to pick this lock. Very good movement from United. They call no foul, and it's going to go towards the way of white. You can see a lot of the times good little bumps in the back that normally would be able to put you into space, but no foul called. It was just out last touched off FCT. Keeper very high and looking for some space to move around, but this is well covered. And you can see the extra man coming up with the keeper, and he'll have a shot. Goes off a player, and it's ripped wide by the most recent goal scorer, whose right foot was not nearly as nice as his left on the last opportunity, kept in by United. But it turns over, and a nice little touch, and going down is Humphreys to make a great defensive play, but not crisis averted. Reed keeping it in, all the way back, an extra touch to look for, and that was one too many, as Chamali was not able to find it in, but did appreciate his teammates' look. Long ball and a header, ricocheting off the head of Jimenez. And Edson Jimenez looking for the long outlet pass, little too far for him. 15 minutes and 55 seconds here in the first half. It's a 2-1 lead for United. They went down on a penalty shot early, and looking to hold that lead is a rip there from Reed. But responded with 2 quick goals on either sides of the ball. Chamali plays to the corner. Nice little step over and into the area. Dodged by Humphreys, pushing the back. That'll be number 3 foul called against FCT. And a good position put in by Humphreys to be able to clear it. And Jimenez got in the right spot as well. And taking a foul was the recently subbed on player, Jauregui, excuse me. Gonzalez now on the near side. Being directed by Lemos for some space for Gonzalez. He gets a good shot, or a position for one, but it looked like he topped it a bit. It scooted off this baby blue floor, but Gonzalez making a great play to come back and get down to block that one, and a shot off the side netting. And an opportunity there is a hard rip in by the striker in blue. They're setting themselves up for some good position, but great footwork here all over the left. Standing over the ball and then staying with it. A little bit of a dogfight. Both players go to ground. Referee says he's fine with it, but not that one, as Chamali mugged by Jimenez, who is quick to play the ball back in. Now a quick shot and a good job getting down and getting that foot down is number 10, Marco Rodriguez. Call there going back to blue. It looks like it could have been another foul. They're putting up 4. But having a goaltender that's pinpoint on those throws is so ideal, and Lemos was. And it'll stay with United as they put the pressure on deep in the FCT zone. Ball in and a little flick on and an opportunity there, but going over the shot and a little wayward. Camilo Cano, excuse me. Took me a while to find his name, but he's played so far a very good half and nearly had a third there if he was able to keep that one down on a well-timed passing play. This is good possession now from FCT. Chamali. Jauregui. And that runs out. Very interesting to see the supporters here lined up along the northwest side of this futsal court and full voice and into the area and batting around and finally picked up. And Chamali, and that'll be a foul, is going in 2 feet, getting the ball but taking a lot of the player as well. Second time has been foul and a little bit of a case being pleaded, but to no avail. Jonathan Osorio picking up a foul. Second one, it appears to be, for United. Ball down the side, and a great play to get there first by Maxi Gonzalez. He timed it well a fraction later, and that would have been problematic. Chamali. And bowled over and pushed down, and a yellow card given as battling were Maxi Gonzalez and the recipient of that card and goal scorer for FCT, Kevin Correa. So Correa can't believe it. He's up in arms, very animated. Referee is saying, look, you get a little bit of a leeway to talk to me, but after a while, I'm making the call. It's my judgment, and the physiotherapist coming out, to check on Maxi Gonzalez. So Gonzalez went to ground earlier on a great defensive play, this time bowled over with a 2-1 lead and 13:28 left. Back in play. 2-1 lead now. United holding a great chested play across the face of goal, scooped up by FCT, and a nice little lob down the near side and trying to chip Lemos from far out. And it was the right idea, but not exactly on it. And Jauregui, very good ambition. Well, listen, the Ontario Soccer Association official technology partner, Sport Engine, helps the Ontario Soccer Association manage, connect, and communicate with our diverse range of stakeholders, including athletes, parents, administrators, coaches, match officials, and partners. Sports Engine is the leading provider for web software and mobile applications for youth, amateur, and professional sports, powering more than 500,000 sports teams, leagues, clubs, associations. Sport Engine features a complete suite of easy-to-use tools, also available to your club. Visit Sport Engine, that's SportNgin.com, for more information and experience for your sports life, and make it simplified. Nice little step over there. Calling for it is Rodriguez. But they'll go back to the keeper. And happy to push up and be a part of this. Square across the top, going back for a little bit of help. Gonzalez. Maxi Gonzalez. Lemos. Looking in the corner, he was chasing a man. It was the right pass, but it was a little errant. And it'll be turned over to Lima. So the keeper, Lima, crisis averted, is calmed down after those 2 quick goals on the defensive side. FCT looking the part now with 12 minutes to play in this opening half of the Ontario Futsal Cup. Going to ground, Maxi Gonzalez says no foul, and a great defensive play by Chamali, who gets bumped, and perhaps the more difficult and obvious foul the first time. Gonzalez has to pay the tab for the second one, and this one blocked again. Couple defenders coming back to get in the way of it, including Alder Jimenez. And a ball in, and not where Correa would have wanted it, telling them to calm down as Lemos, and they're right back on it. Humphreys now back on the floor. Humphreys cycling. Far side, that's Osorio. Osorio, wasn't sure if that was to him or Lemos, but Lemos making his way up the floor. And it's all about making space, and that's turned over as going to far away and trying to get back to his net and buy time as Lemos and not able to play it in. And luckily enough, FCT played that from the poor spot, not listening to the referee as they were in a hurry to get things going, and not an opportunity to catch Lemos outside of his net. Looking for more now, Chamali. And another foul. This one will go a yellow card and going into the books. This will be number 3 in your program on Toronto United. That's Camilo Cano. So that'll go in, and then 10:55 here, almost at the halfway point of the opening half. It's a 2-1 lead still for United. Things have calmed down considerably since a goal a minute and 5 seconds in. Shortly after that, 2 goals in a span of 20 seconds to put United ahead. And teams will regroup and head to their benches, is trying to get as much conversation in with the officials as possible as Lemos. As Humphreys comes over and said, we need you over here. But it's a very spirited discussion, and as much as some referees will not give you a long opportunity to discuss or plead your case, there seems to be a lot of opportunity here for these officials who are working well together, talking to each other as a unit, and giving the guys an opportunity to voice their concerns and air their grievances. And if you're going to shout, they're going to shout back at you, and nothing malicious, of course, but of course the high stakes and very close game here, as we're a quarter away through to crowning a champion for the Ontario Futsal Cup this year. But good communication all across the board, and no real tempers, no real malicious plays, and no one is certainly being dirty. A couple going to ground challenges where people have been a bit late, but they will plead their case for yellows. And there have been a couple doled out, one for each team. And perhaps in a little bit of foul trouble has been FC Toronto. So the referee also, to his credit, taking care of a little bit of a spot here where some water has been spilled. And these floors can be extremely hazardous, as a little bit of spilled water is a big deal when it comes to turning a few ankles and making sure these players are safe. So good job from the officials, and good job from the crew here with the OSA, making sure that the floor is in tip-top condition. Chamali over the ball, plays it square. And a chance here, Chamali trying to get backwards, but only one-on-one. This trickles all the way back to the keeper. And able to regroup the boys in blue. Into the corner now, chasing and trying to track it down is Correa. He does get there, and this will be marked on the corner. And Correa plays high. Good little bit of control, trying to slip through, and a little 1-2. Correa, nice little footwork with the right. It gets through and goes to ground. Referee says get back up. No complaints from Correa. All the way down the other end, Lima holds on to it now. Running out of play, and this one will stay with United. Humphreys, the beneficiary. Looking for like a high lob ball of sorts, but decided against it, as not in a position was his teammate. Holding on to it and waiting for runs to be made. Jimenez on the backside in the middle, but it's turned over. And trying to chip the keeper and going from all the way down the other end of the pitch and make it. But to no avail. Jamali, near side. Jauregui. Ortel. Jamali. Jauregui. Turned over. Great bit of play, and it's another foul, and this one is looks to be a yellow card and heading off the pitch, so we're sitting on 5 fouls now as the referee's keeping everyone informed. Of course, we mentioned before, 6 fouls will get you a penalty shot, and every foul after that will result in a penalty shot. So, of course, having to tighten up a little bit here with about 9 minutes as the clock will run as the ball's still in play. Nice little bit of footwork here. Rodriguez, he's got a goal already. Calling for it out of play. It is out of play. And looking for a little bit of space is Perez. Jimenez. Humphreys. Oh, and lucky to hold on to it, and good foot strength as the keeper all the way up and just whips it over the bar before hauling back to the other end. And a long ball down, a nice header across, and looking to try and get it in was Jamali. It was a pinpoint bullet pass from one end to the other from Lima. But the header just off. Jamali moving up now to more of a striking role. And forward from his back position. He's a versatile player, and he's going to try and pick out a run now. He holds on to it. Coming with him is Jauregui. He decides not to go, and now does. And able to get back and on top of the ball. Blistering pace here with 8 minutes left. And this one, right off your camera. For the record, Kwesi didn't flinch at all. That's the kind of consummate professionals we have doing the game here. Which is 2-1 for United over Futsal Club Toronto in blue. If you're just joining us, United in white went down a goal early, came back, got a couple more. And all of the ruckus was in the first 5 minutes. It slowed down considerably in the 8 minutes since then. About roughly 2/3 of the way through this first opening 20-minute half. A lot of time for a lot to happen, but in foul trouble are FC Toronto. One more will result in a penalty shot, as are the rules of futsal. And holding Jauregui, waiting. Nice little fancy footwork as he opts to wait for teammates rather than have a go from distance. And you can see it's been about 50-50. A lot of opportunities to try and get play on. Nice little bit of footwork there off to the side and keeping players on their toes. But Quintanilla, very versatile, cutting across the box, and he's looking for some open space again. Jauregui, this one took a shot down on the ground, and Humphreys is able to get in front of that one before Ortel did. And that made all the difference in preserving this 1-goal lead that United has. But the possession, all with FC Toronto going to ground, a little bit of a bump. Referee says no, and still with possession, and a good job to hold on to it. Jamali, and off to the side, played into the area. Humphreys just free and clear and trying to get it in and keep it out. Keep it in or get it out to safety. One or the other, any port in the storm, was the attitude taken by Marco Rodriguez. But back to the Blues. Flick down. And unable to corral it was, number 18, Marcelo Ortel. 6:33 here left. And when you start talking, as soon as the drumming stops, you sound a hell of a lot louder. So another timeout here taken. As we'll regroup and head to the final stage of this first half, which started off furious and then went into a bit of a lockdown, and great defensive play and good communication, good tracking runs, but a little bit of a sloppy from a finishing standpoint, but we like good defense here too, and that's what we're seeing here at the Ontario Cup. Should also make note that the winner of today will advance to the Futsal Canadian Championship. The two-legged championship will take place April 9th and 10th in Oshawa. So just a little ways from where we are here, and we hope to see a lot of these fans who have packed this place on the far side, and very good atmosphere, young, old, energetic, and pensive. All kinds prepared to see a winner crowned today. And again, they're checking that wet spot there on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Humphreys trying to create some space, looking for help, plays a nice square ball in, and an opportunity for a shot, still with it, if he can hold on. And a great play to get it back. Humphreys plays in. Nearly hit a hand, but good job to corral it. And with the left foot, just pushing it wide of the net on a very good opportunity for Toronto United was number 6, Anamata. Anamata already with a goal today. And he's been doing well to use his size in order to keep the ball at his feet, hold it up, and give a shot. And then the bench just goes crazy in a little bit of a push there, and referee trying to separate them and showing good sportsmanship and trying to sell that as much as he possibly can is Auregi. He gives a little bit of a hug to the head of his opposing player, Marco Rodriguez. A lot of movement, and it's a matter of establishing position as much as they can and stopping these runs. You see a little bit of a jersey tug there, and Jamali playing wide. Quintanilla made the give and run. Auregi trying to turn. Auregi, that one will go off. Rodriguez. Drums heating up now. 5 minutes and 53 seconds to go. Ball to stay with FCT. The Blues with a kick, and get out of the way, says the referee. You know the rules. You can't get there. He's listened to, but sometimes you got to tell him to take every advantage, and that's the game within the game here. Nice little lob over off to Russell. Great play. Rodriguez on the edge of the area. Shoots, fires, and a great stop. Good position was Lima. Jamali stepping around. Could have been a foul. Bumped him again. And this time coming up with it. And back the other way. Rodriguez has a goal already. He had the opener. Nice little drag and a great save. Phenomenal stop on a brilliant piece of footwork. Back the other way now, and Auregi just ripped it wide. And having his bases covered, looked to be the keeper. Another chance. Auregi, far side. Waiting, top, around, and they score! Great patience, and finally popped in by Andy Quintanilla. Quintanilla, the beneficiary of a good bit of patience, and chasing the referee. Pleading the case. But 5 minutes to go, and this one is all knotted up. And after a big save by Brandon Lima on one end, the other end was a goal, and now we have a foul, which will be number 6 And I'll tell you this much, if it looked like it was going to a little bit of a sleepy stage and all defensive, that's far gone now. We'll have the second penalty shot of the game and the first one on fouls with 4 minutes and 54 seconds to go. So referees in the middle are just taking the brunt of what is a screaming session on either side, and you saw the opening goal scorer, Marco Rodriguez, from United, coming over and telling that it was a disaster. And on the other side, head coach Roy Blanche asking assistant referee Byron Garcia how many times this has to happen. How many times it'll be a soft foul, presumably. Long penalty shot. Great stop. Turned over. Jimenez. Humphreys. Osorio. Jimenez puts it wide. So the very high spot on the penalty, and you can see that that's something that is more common, that the keeper does not have to stay on his line at all. And here's Chamale, who's a free, and a great save going down, and then popped over and well over, trying to corral that and bring it down to his foot, but to no avail was Ortel. Jimenez, Osorio. And still Osorio with great footwork, waiting, and this one will go off into the outside and winning themselves a corner in a 2-2 game with 4 minutes and 11. And the clock stopped. Played very high, heavy touch, but able to corral it. And it went through, and there to make a stop is Lima, who didn't quite see it, but was in a great position to be in front of everything he could. Nice shot there by Lima. Good outlet ball. Jauregui does well to keep it in, but can't do anything more. And referee on the line says that one did just trickle out. Good eyes and good positioning from the officiating crew, trying to step around as Osorio. And a good play to get out of there. No fouls. You can hear them screaming. They don't want to be the side that would get into bonus and have penalty shots going against them. Definitely in a position of power is United. The arm goes up. Chamale and Nicole across the face of goal. That one was flipped out by Chamale, but it'll stay with FC Toronto, and in a hurry to get up the pitch is Quintanilla. Quintanilla, nice footwork. Chamale looking for help and trying to D him up as well as he possibly can. Is Martinez. Osorio on defense now. And a Martinez again. Give it away. Humphreys looking for the return pass. It's a great ball, but he can't get to it as it just pushed off to the right a little bit. It was an excellent run by Humphreys. Ball on the ground, 2:50 to go. We are deadlocked at 2 in the opening of the Ontario Cup Futsal Championship. Winner going to Oshawa next month. Played square now. Jimenez. Nice save again by Lima. He's been in perfect position. Another change on the fly, pushed off the ball. They say charging fairly. No call. Roy Blanche cannot believe it. He's beside himself. Cano. And then a switch again. And jumping onto the pitch is the new man Vargas. Johan Vargas, 14 in your program, getting a little bit of action in here. And looking for a fast break. He's got good feet, but right now his teammates need to get the ball first. Vargas has a touch. Looking down Broadway. Nice little step over. Outside the area, still waiting. Good patience, good patience. And around, Chamali, does he get a shot? He got clipped on the heel. No call. Across the face of goal and scooped up. Long play for Osorio. Defender has to get back. Osorio! And a great save by Lima. Good positioning from Brandon Lima. He has been excellent today. Minute and 23 to go inside the final 80 seconds of this game. We are deadlocked at 2. And this one trips out, is not able to get a hand on it. Was Lima. Goes over the line. He's shouting directions to his team, telling them to track runs. He's bailed them out a couple times this game, and it's been great ball movement by United, but it's been bend but not break defense since those 2 goals went in back to back. Shot from distance and a great save on his counterpart, Lima. Ball back in, and this one whipped across by Cano. 1 minute and 9 seconds, and it went the length of the field looking for Isaiah Reed. Long ball again. Great job to corral it. Vargas. Got a player behind him. Reed. A run across the middle. Doesn't spot him. Reed happy to go backwards and wait for something that's going to present itself. Chamali. Now he's opening up. Had Vargas long. Vargas comes short again. Chamali with a great step over. Holding on. Dribbling in and out and avoiding the foul as much as they could as United. 29 seconds to go in the half. And Maxi Gonzalez, that one goes all the way down. 15 seconds. Gonzalez corralled and not able to hold on to it, and it was a wonderful turn, but the final touch was lacking. 7 seconds to go in the half. 4-3-2, and that'll do it. 2-2 at the end of the opening half of what has just been a raucous Ontario Cup. And though some foul trouble in too early by FC Toronto, it was bend, it was not break. And the one kick was a save by Lima. Referees certainly hearing it at the halftime, as both teams very passionate about what they believe to be calls, and both in the referee's ear. But at halftime it is 2-2 at the Ontario Cup. We will be back for second half action. Welcome back to the Vaughan Sportsplex 2 as we're 20 minutes away from crowning a champion in the Ontario Cup Futsal Senior Men's Division, and it has been an excellent first 20 minutes if you're just joining us here at the OSA live stream, where we pledge to give you as many possible broadcasts as we can and hope to give you many more. And this is a great atmosphere. Drums in the corner, fans on the sidelines, and a 2-2 game on the court. An open dialogue also between the officials and the players, which we can only imagine will get more spirited as this game draws to a conclusion. But right now, it is 2-2, and that is Futsal Club Toronto in blue. They'll be heading right to left, whereas in white is Toronto United. They'll be headed left to right. It started off with keeper coming outside his area. That led to a Kevin Correa shot that found its way to the back of the net to open the scoring. 2 quick goals by United to respond, and then a goal towards the end of the half on some great passing and patience to knot it at 2. That's where we stand, and that's what'll take us forward. And Chamale, somewhat fittingly, going forward right now, driving towards the net, taking on 2 players and a cross, but he's not able to angle that in. And it goes behind for a goal kick. Humphreys and Cano. Lemos, the keeper, he's back, giving Humphreys an option. Humphreys goes forward instead. Jimenez, and across to the near side. And a nice little give and go intended for Marco Rodriguez, but Rodriguez could not catch up to it. That's Reed, off his foot. And a shot, and this one's going to ricochet off the scoreboard. It was always going up. Jimenez with a right foot. Here's a header, and coming outside and very close to outside his line. Appealing for it is Reed. Lemos dismisses it. And Rodriguez finding space. This one off the foot. Kept in. And tripped and going forward, and Marco Rodriguez cannot believe the call. So a foul against Rodriguez. He was incredulous. But standing over the ball now is Timo Garzon. Timo looking for space. This one's hit. It's low. It's a great save, and it will take a flick off of Reed and head out where Cano gets over it. He looks for space. A nice little flick on. And stepping over the ball, but keeping control and in possession. It's Paredes and Chamale. And a flick backwards. And now Paredes. And Timo. And Chamale and Paredes again. Going lateral, looking for something to open up, and rips a left-footed shot. And it bounces off this glass on the far side, and it's going to hit the wire. It'll be a free kick back the other way. Unplayed in, so 17 minutes and 45 seconds left to solve everything here. 2-2, shot from distance, off the side of the netting and out. And a bullet pass down the side. Marco Rodriguez looking for space, plays it in. Reed backtracking, does well to keep it in, does keep it in. And then off they go. Chamale with a ball here if he can push through. 3-on-1. It just goes too far. Humphreys hit the dirt. He's slow to get up. Back the other way, and this one is ricocheted off for a corner. Humphreys moving up. Shot, and that one's taken away. Ontario Soccer Association's official technology partner, Sport Engine, helps the Ontario Soccer Association manage, connect, communicate with our diverse range of stakeholders, including athletes, parents, administrators, coaches, and match officials. As this one is moving up, we thank everything that Sport Engine has done, and an excellent partner to have. They are the leading provider of web software and mobile applications for youth, amateur, and professional sports, powering more than 500,000 sports teams, leagues, clubs, associations. Sport Engine features a complete suite of easy-to-use tools, also available to your club. Visit sportengine.com, that's sportngin.com, for more information and experience to make your sport life simplified. Sport Engine, proud to have them as a partner here at the Ontario Cup. Looking to go forward is Timo Garzon. Flicks off, makes a run, Paradas. Near side is Reed. Cano does well to force the turnover. Marco Gonzalez, and back to Humphreys. And then a switch as Humphreys will go up the sideline. So good on the ball as Gonzalez breaks three. Pass was just a touch behind him. If not, he might have broken this deadlock. Good ball down the side. Reed had to stop it with his back heel. Looking for space coming across. So comfortable with the ball in tight conditions is Chamali. Waiting for a flip back. Timo wanted it. Didn't get it. He'll have to retreat. 3-on-2. Humphreys getting forward. And a shot, and this one's off the shoulder and well defended, and getting right into the face of Gonzalez is a fired up goaltender in Brandon Lima. And he has been the difference and arguably the most important player for FC Toronto. Winner today, a two-legged championship in Oshawa, the second weekend in April. That's what's on the line. Not to mention Ontario's supremacy and bragging rights. So, long shot from the keeper and a good ricochet. He's able to corral it, and it didn't trouble him going back towards his goal. Humphreys now trying to set something up. Still Humphreys. Humphreys and Anumata and their keeper all playing catch here along the top. Anumata. Lemos. Humphreys. Anumata! On the backside. And throwing it the length of the field. Reed. Here's a shot, stepped over, and just losing possession. Jimenez runs into a wall and goes backwards. Correa getting right up into the play and into the faces of Anumata, and pushing him up is Lemos. Encourage everyone forward. And Humphreys' ball is not what he would have wanted. Safely into the arms of Lima, who throws it all the way down. Humphreys equal to the task. And a nice ball for Rodriguez on the far side. Rodriguez into two players, can't get out of it. Correa was one of them. He comes out with the ball. Correa looking for room to shoot. Correa step over. No space now. Just getting enough of the ball was Rodriguez. And Timo looking for someone else to come over and take this one. Garzon waving and pointing his teammates, trying to get something in. Looking for a little bit of help. This one's a shot, and just getting a little bit of a foot on this was the keeper, Lemos. Ball will stay with the Blues. And after a pretty good press by United, here's a response, and quick to take, another corner kick. Chamali on the corner. Going back, Garzon give it away. Anamata, we mentioned it before, uses his height so well. Flicked on in a great defensive play to snuff it out. Little step too far, now they're caught upfield. And pushing that one on to teammate Nico Martinez, but not able to get there. Jimenez now checking in. That's Edson Jimenez, not to be confused with Aldair Jimenez. Pleading for space and players to move. Jauregui, Chamali. Much more discipline with fouls, and it's perhaps the fatigue is there. And you know what fatigue will do is essentially get you to play a more disciplined game, not reach in, not make mistakes, not get caught. Sometimes it can help out. You get into your groove and realize you don't have to dive in on every bit of skill exhibited by the other team. And we've certainly seen both of these teams calming down and not diving in as much as possible. Osario and Chamali bumped into each other there. Now an opportunity across the face of goal. Jimenez watches it go out as we're sitting at 12 minutes and 15 seconds here to go in this championship game as the drums do not stop. Osario, good control. Running into three players, somehow got out of it. Pushed over was Gonzalez. Correa, still Correa. This one goes off a white shirt, that of Gonzalez. Jauregui looked like he was going to unload from there. This time he will, off of Jimenez. Jauregui, now to Ortel. Ortel, nice little step over, got two players to beat. Comes out of it well, Ortel still doing it. Good job for him. Jauregui with a toe poke from well out, but not fooled was Lemos. Lemos looking a nice little flick up. And getting his chance to get some ball is Perez. Gonzalez and Jimenez. Gonzalez being waved forward. Osario knocked in the back. And probably one of the more safe clearances we've seen is feeling they were stretched. Perez just put it out of play. Correa still looking for help. The Blues are buzzing now. Nice little bit of a step over. Jauregui. And shot from the far side looking for a deflection. It was not to be. Pleading his case. They say no touch, and Ortel is denied what he was asking for. So 10 minutes and 56 seconds. This half going far quicker than the first, as it's been almost non-stop pace. And we're almost 3/4 of the way through this one. Jimenez, Osario, great little bit of footwork, and in there Correa calling for it. He'll get it. Say that was touched by Osario last. Ortel, nice turn. And he'll get a pick up a foul, is right in his hip pocket. Was Jimenez. And Jimenez saying that someone got the shoulder up on me, and I was just fighting back fairly, so. Jimenez not in the book, despite the pleading for that. Correa standing over the ball, everyone's set. Cooler heads prevail, and we're getting ready to get back into the game here. Perez, that one off a blue shirt. Gonzalez stands over it. He'll play back to Lemos, and we're back in now. 10 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Falling down, going backwards was Perez. He couldn't get a head on it to try and corral it. Lima quickly to come out with it. All the way down the pitch. Good job by Gonzalez. Knocked down. Still Ortel. Correa having a go, Jauregui, but he waits. Great little fake into the top, shot, and anticipating it and going down. It was a great play by the goalkeeper, and Lemos equal to the task. Jimenez, Osorio got a bit of space. Osorio with a bullet. A left foot from the left side, and takes a curtain call to the bench as he is fired up. Going down is Perez, a good defensive play, and now United, can they lock it in with under 10 minutes to go? 10 minutes from an Ontario Cup and a date at the Nationals. But that's far away, as we've seen anything can happen. From distance, it looked like it went off a hand, and going in and getting in the grill is Correa. That one went off that low-hanging wire, which is so far the bane of Lemos, as he has been extremely frustrated. He's hit it twice on what would otherwise be good balls, but you have to adapt to the playing conditions here, and sometimes it's not going to go your way. So slowed down, back to United. Cano and Humphreys on. Lemos is playing center. Jimenez is up, and Rodriguez is in the box. It's Ortel, Correa, Jauregui, and Chamali on the other side for the boys in blue. And Lima, and despite the fact he was beaten, he was the MVP, and the MVP of the first half for sure. Jimenez looking for a touch. Lima said, "I did not." The referee says, "Yes, you did." Played all the way back. Dangerous play by the keeper, but he's trying to turn. Does well to do it. Stepped out, kicks the ball away, and that's going to be a well-earned yellow. And he had to do it, and when you play that high line, you gain something by having that 5-on-4 simulated attack. But you lose something when you get caught up, and what you lose is perhaps the luxury of being able to get back to net safely without taking a yellow card. That's exactly what happened. The irate coaches here from Toronto United, they weren't happy, but they got to settle down. Jimenez being urged to go back. Cano comes up with the ball after being in the right place. Good defensive effort, nice little step over. 2-on-1, good run from Cano. Rodriguez and Cano. Unfortunate as Cano had his right plant foot and had to play it back. It was a difficult one to get his foot on, and he went to ground. Stepping around, Chamali, good footworks. Cano coming back, pleading for a foul. None called or advantage played. Correa, still Correa, looking for help. Ortel had to take it off his boot. Two on the same players, and going in, and Humphreys wasn't able to get to it. But a good effort along the near sideline. You can tell they want it. Jauregui with a bullet and a great save. Getting low and getting down was Lemos. 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go. OSA Ontario Cup. Everything on the OSA website powered by Sport Engine. We're pleased to have them as a partner. SportsNGIN.com. Lima now up. This is the first time we've seen him over half, and he ripped one off the end boards. And Lima joining the rush. He can shoot. He will shoot. Cano went down. They'll get a foul as he put himself in position and in harm's way. And as a result, they go through the back. .7:24 on the clock. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here at the Vaughan Sportsplex 2. I am Cal McClellan. This is the Ontario Cup Futsal Championship. It does not get bigger. The fans are out, the drums are out, and leaning over the spot is Humphreys. He'll drag back. Jimenez pushed and pulled and pulling the foul and tugged on the back of the head and exaggerating it for good effect. Taking a step off the ball, that's risky. You got to hope the referee agrees with you. This time the referee absolutely agreed with Rodriguez. Gets the call, and it's going to be tap dead center right around where the penalty spot would be. Please from the sideline saying hold the ball. That's goal scorer Jonathan Osorio. Don't suit, hold on to it and keep possession. But a tantalizing position is this, as almost in the exact center stands over as Jimenez and Cano. It'll be interesting to see if they hold on to it. And Jimenez will give a rip. It goes off the wall. It'll come back to them anyway. Cano holds back to Lemos, and now their wish of granting or holding possession will be granted. Flicked on the back. Correa didn't like the fact that it was perhaps a bit embellished. Distance. They score! What insurance by Cano from the left-hand side. And a timeout will be called after that one, doubling the lead. And from the far side, Camilo Cano with one that finally found its way through. And you can see the celebrations as the drums draw to a halt and the screams to a calm whisper, as the boys at Toronto United know how close they are and have just over 7 minutes to be able to lock this one in and take home a championship that they've worked so hard for. An uphill battle on the other side for SC Toronto as last-minute adjustments are being made. You're going to have to think you're going to see more of Lima coming up from his net, taking any numerical advantage they can get. And in the center of your screen, you see the referees going over, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, making sure everyone's in tune for fouls, a chance to catch up on what people saw, what they're calling, what they're not calling, and what to look out for, as they are going to take a lot of heat in the last 7 minutes, as when a game is hung in the balance, the referee is not always your friend, so to get into his ear as much as possible is often the target to gain an advantage. And I would expect nothing less as we draw to a close here. Whistle blown for a second time, says, I mean it, guys. Let's get back out on the pitch and close this up. The floor of the pitch. We'll say the floor. It's probably more accurate. So it's going to be Correa, Chamali, Timo Garzon, and Paredes on the floor for SC Toronto trying to make the comeback. We've got Alder Jimenez, Cano staying on, and Humphreys, as well as Rodriguez. Looking for a long one, and it was blocked by Paredes. Appeals for handball, kept in, still in. And interesting to note right now, Lima is off. So the keeper is off, and in order to get someone else up, they have a player on the near side now who is Jauregui, and Jauregui has the keeper jersey on. So to have more of a skilled player from the out position, Jauregui playing this wing defensive role, and it's on him to run as fast back to the net as he can. But this is an excellent bit of strategy by Roy Blanche, and Blanche is obviously realizing that 6 minutes is very difficult, and then the change, of course, you saw right there how running back in was Lima. So when they have possession, they'll put a player up. When they do not have possession, the keeper will come off. And there it is. The old switcheroo, as it were. 6 minutes and 1 second. Now we're inside 6 to make it official. Why not? Jauregui with the ball at his feet. Humphreys giving chase. Chamali. Paradis played square. Jauregui with a shot. And that found its way up in long distance and just wide of the net. And there's got to be two schools of thought of, one, hold on to the ball as much as possible, but two, try to put a nail in this SC Toronto coffin with a shot from distance and an empty net. So good at possession are United. They might be better to hold on to it, but that empty net is as tantalizing as anything is. Paradis, shot block in the middle. Paradis again, and this one ricochets off the defender. Into the corner, Correa, leaving it for Timo Garzon, and Paradis, and Chamali, and Jauregui on the left side. Waits for it, teeing it up. They score! Joshua Paradis. It's a one-goal game. Back into the net is Lima. Instructions screamed from the bench. Hang on, folks. This is far from over. And if you wanted to see Lima move quick, I've never seen him go that quick right to the bench, as we've got a player down on the goal. Call to stop the clock, and at a perfect time of 5 minutes, right on. Right on. Paradis with the goal. And getting a bit of attention is Lemos. And a game with this much drama, why not stick around for a little while longer? Let's take as much time as we can. Well, probably while we have the last big stoppage here, and I imagine we might get one more timeout before we're done. I'd like to say it's been excellent. The Ontario Soccer Association putting on quite a wonderful event. As you look in your screen and you can see every time we're panning left and right to all of the people who have come out to watch this. Great soccer-loving community up here in Vaughan with so many wonderful facilities. And so inspiring for the future youth that we have coming up through the ranks. Quality, skilled teams up north of Toronto. In Scarborough. In Mississauga. The whole GTA from a football and futsal perspective. And the culmination of that is, you can see just how absolutely thrilling this final has been today. As 35 minutes are in the books, as are 7 goals. And it remains to be seen if there'll be any more. You kind of almost have to think that there will be. But perhaps the panic that might have set in a little bit, just a tiny bit more than they'd like to admit on SC Toronto, has looked to have all but subsided. As a team in a very comfortable position, knowing that they can get another goal, knowing they're good enough to find the net if the opportunity presents itself, and knowing they have time enough to do that. So, trailing a goal, looking to take home this title, and on the other side, United maybe looked like it was very close to in the bag with a 2-goal lead. Certainly they're not taking anything for granted, nor were they. But a 1-goal game, if the nerves kick in a little bit when your lead's cut in half. So last minute directions and instructions, and a very vocal leader is Lemos. As he talks to his squad. Which is right now comprised of Nico Martinez, Jimenez, Anumata, and Humphreys. And again, Lima out of the net for FC Toronto. Jauregui playing with that orange jersey. Paredes played square. Happy to keep it moving around. Good possession. Nice little step over. Blocked and running back for it. Good communication on the back line to keep possession as much as possible. Possession will be king. Jauregui with a shot and a great save going down. Poked out. Still possession. Good job by Chamali. Holds. And waiting for the ball to go out of play. 4:21 now to go. 4-3 lead. United in white. FC Toronto in blue. Shot. This one takes a deflection and a bit of an apology from goal scorer Paredes. But the ball's right back to his feet. Chamali, Paredes with that left foot again. That's where he put it in from before. Very nearly did it again as his shot went up and over. Lima switches. He's back in. Jimenez play catch. Humphreys. Nice long ball, but it takes a deflection and stays in perfectly, allowing for the on-the-fly switch. Jauregui in. Jauregui will have an opportunity. Closing on him was Humphreys, Jauregui again showing was Timo Garzon. They keep it on the outside, looking for that back door to Paredes. He loves it over there. That's his comfort zone. Right side, left foot. But the captain of this makeshift power play, Chamale, just being patient. Garzon showing middle. And good patience on defense. Being comfortable going side to side. Jauregui with a shot! That didn't miss by much. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. Running to the bench is Jauregui. Timeout here as we've got a stoppage. Had one about 2 minutes ago. One more for good measure. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to crown a king. And a rather relaxed, smiling group of officials. Well, they're close to through the worst of it now. And I have to say, it seems very much like the tempers that were flaring at the end of the half have now given way to a sense of focus from both sides. And it's more about talking with your team to say what you have to do right rather than getting in the officials' ear, knowing that only the 5 guys on the pitch at any one time can decide this one at this point out. Fouls also not a factor here in the second half, as we mentioned before. Not a lot of diving in, not a lot of anxiousness, more patience and understanding that a few mistakes could be the difference, but it also means there are a few more fouls to give, as the proverbial term, so that if this game gets down to a few more, with a few minutes remaining, forcing a team to stop and play it back in, if you're not set, it's easier to take a foul. Right down Broadway, Perez has it come to his feet. Appeals from Blanche. Appeals it went out again, too, and pushed off, and this time they will say it is a foul. And Chamali and Perez goes to ground. And the trainer will come all the way down, and nervous moments on both benches. Perez standing over the ball. Under 3 minutes to play. Perez plays back. Lemos. Looking for the switch. There's Lima coming to the bench. There's the extra man on. As we are getting very, very close to the end. Oh, and a touch of the ball. They will say it was not a foul. Chamali touching the ball, thinking there was a foul, holding it as he goes down. Got about 152 seconds. A little bit of arithmetic there for you as we bring this one to a close. Takes a ricochet off. Happy to have that happen. Lemos, he's okay. He'll take whatever time he needs at this point. And even if it goes out of play, he's able to play deep back in. And that's where he'll sit. Perez is with him. Humphreys is with him. Jimenez getting pressured. They're going all the way back. Nobody there, and this is potentially problematic. And the best play there for Lemos was just to let it run rather than touch it. Get back to his net. And Perez, barked at by the official, says give room. Jauregui on again. 2 minutes and 7 seconds from the side. That hits the side netting. Pleading for a touch. Referee says there was a touch, and it will be a corner kick. Good communication by the two officials. Final 2 minutes. Chamali looking at Tia Paradas. They're keying on him as Humphreys this time swarms, and it was good. He was right in the hip pocket of Chamali and forced them backwards. They will say it will stay with blue and FC Toronto. Sense of urgency, 1 minute and 42 seconds left in this Ontario Cup futsal final. Cal McClellan, pleased to bring it to you. This one is over the bar, and irate is Jauregui as that one was not able to be kept down. Lima back in. Minute and 37 seconds to go. United in white trying to close this out with a 4-3 lead. Holding on to it is Aldair Jimenez. Goes out of bounds. They forfeit possession. Switch now. Going off is Lima. On is Jauregui. Chamali checks the clock on his way up the floor. Paradas has the ball at his feet. He has the 4-3 goal. Will he get the 4-4? Will anybody at this point? Or will this clock run out and time run out? On FC Toronto, around the perimeter. Garzon, Paradas, Garzon playing catch on the far side. Good job by Humphreys to read the play and get his foot in there. It's back in. We have 60 seconds left. Paradas! Missed again. A touch though, a minute even right now. 60 seconds to decide a winner. This one played all the way back. Good control by Chamali. No one threatening on him. 5 players on the pitch. No keeper in the box. Up was Correa. Couldn't come up with it. Still Chamali. Chamali going to ground. That will be a yellow card at least. They say it was more malicious. It looks like he got a piece of the ball, but he went through the man to do it. Will that be enough to keep him on the floor? Because right now with 48.6, it's a red card. Perez sees red. Well, if you thought that it couldn't get any crazier or we weren't going to have an exciting ending or maybe it would go quietly, boy, you were mistaken. 48.6 seconds on the clock. Hard challenges. A good job by Chamali, who has been a brilliant ball controller and a quarterback for this entire team going forward. A slide in by Perez. He's sent off to a red card. There was much deliberation before the card was given out, as of course the 3 referees working together wanted to be able to talk to each other and make sure the correct call was made. In their assessment, that correct call was a red card. 3 players on. It'll be a 5-on-3. Perez in the books. Jimenez, Gonzalez, Humphreys on the floor. The opposite, it's Correa, Jauregui, Paradas, Chamali, and Garzon. They've got 47 seconds to find an equalizer. Paradas blocked. Humphreys flicked up. It's a foot race and an empty net. And it goes off Humphreys. Humphreys running as fast as he can to get back. 37.2. Has to put the ball down. Flicked in. All the way up. 34 seconds and counting. Remember, it's stop clock on any stoppage that goes out of play. Chamali try to set up Paradas. Paradas waits. This time he doesn't want it. Chamali, far side. Gonzalez, Humphreys on the top. Paradas! Flicked away and hit a player on the way by. It will be a corner. There is 18.2. That's how long they have to weather the storm, but will there be an equalizer? A great save. Clock continued to run for 3 more seconds. Chamali wasn't happy. 2.9, ball in. Chamali now back in. 10 seconds to go. Stopped. Rebounds. Off the bar. Off the bar. Jauregui hit the bar. With 6.3 seconds left, it goes over a long pass. Should do it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, last shot. Paradas at the end. It's over. United has held on. United with a 4-3 win to take the Ontario Cup. Could you imagine such late drama? Could you script it if you tried? United are champions for 2016. And a good show of sportsmanship by both sides on an extremely hard-fought game. And wow, did fans get their money's worth today? As some frustrations perhaps taken out on the side. Jauregui not happy. He played a phenomenal game, though. Nothing to take away from him. Just missed the equalizer with a few seconds left as he hit that one off the bar. And man, oh man. I'll tell you this much, if this was your first futsal match, you got everything you wanted and more. Teams leaving on the field, a little bit of energy, and a little bit of tempers flaring and calm down, and hopefully cooler heads do prevail, because both teams should be very proud about the way they played, and that's never an easy one to lose. And it's certainly not an easy one to hold on to win. But that's just what Toronto United did. And a remarkable season comes to an end for these two sides on a hard-fought championship. We'll get you set up and show you the medal and trophy presentations very shortly. Back here at the Vaughan Sportsplex 2, crowning our champion, Toronto United. Close game over SC Toronto, and what a barn burner it's been as Ontario Soccer Association officials presenting a championship, which we will let run, but we will sign off from myself, Cal McClellan, and all the technical staff and everyone who made this weekend a success, and of course, Sport Engine, providing everything that the Ontario Soccer Association needs. Our proud partner, sportengine.com. We bid you adieu in a 4-3 game that had everything you could possibly want, and in the end, the champions, Toronto United. Good afternoon from Vaughan.